guys, Christy Velasquez here from the Stamp Cycle, and welcome to another video for my YouTube channel and blog. Today we're going to be using some new products from the 2019 Occasions catalog. We're going to be using the Happy Tales bundle that can be found on page 33. It's got an adorable photopolymer stamp set that has a coordinating dog builder punch, and I absolutely love that we now have a dog stamp set with a dog punch. We're also going to be using the well-written framelits. These are found on page 27. This also comes in a bundle, but we're only going to be using the framelits for the card we're making today. So the card we're going to be making is a sympathy card for when you lose a fur baby. And I'm going to be using the Dog Builder Punch. And I have a piece of thick whisper white here. It's cut to a strip of 2.5 inches. That way it makes it very easy for me to just quickly go down this piece of cardstock and cut out multiples of this dog using the punch. I cut out several of the dogs out of the thick whisper white, and now I'm going to cut one out of this piece of basic black cardstock. And then I've got a top folding A2 card base. This is made out of some more of that thick whisper white cardstock. And then we're going to start arranging our dogs on the front here. So I'm going to put the black one down first because that's the focal die cut of our card, and then I'm going to come in here and arrange all of the other dog punches, kind of arranging them as in a diagonal pattern, but keeping the black one there as the main focus for the card. I am trying to arrange these as evenly as possible, so keeping watch of the diagonal across and then the spacing in between the rows. And after I get all of these dogs lined up, I'm going to come in with the little hearts that are also part of that dog builder punch. And I'm going to put those hearts in between each of the dogs. And I'm only using the white hearts. I'm not going to use the black heart that I punched out for this card. So after I did all of this work, I don't want to mess up my arrangement. So I'm going to take a piece of Glad Press and Seal. This stuff is amazing. If you don't have it in your craft room, I highly recommend you get some and just keep it in your craft room. I'm going to use this press and seal. It has a sticky side, and I'm going to put that down on top of all of these punched out dogs. And I'm going to push those dogs and the hearts into this piece of press and seal. So once I feel like I have all of them pressed into that piece of press and seal, I'm just going to lift it up and look at that. They all stay on this press and seal, and it makes it really easy to add dimensionals or do anything else you want to do to all of the die cuts while keeping the arrangement that you put together without, losing that placement. So it saves you so much time and headache. So I've put dimensionals on the back of all of the hearts and all of the dogs, and now I've taken off all the backing of those dimensionals, and now I'm just going to pick this whole piece of press and seal up. You see the arrangement, my original arrangement stays intact with this press and seal. I'm going to arrange it back on my card front and firmly press down all of the hearts and all of the dogs. And now that is going to stick to my card front, and then I can come here and easily pull off the press and seal. So the adhesive on the dimensionals is much stronger than this press and seal, so it's very easy to just pull it off, and now all of your dogs are stuck to the front with dimensionals with that the original arrangement that you spent all that time doing. So now I'm just going to take my paper snips, and I'm going to snip off all the extra pieces that are hanging off the side. And when you do a card like this, you want to save those pieces that you're cutting off, because there may be areas in the card that you might want to use those additional pieces to fill in any gaps. And I did end up filling in the gap at the bottom by just using one of the scraps that I cut off. So you see here I have a dog head, and I'm just going to use a dimensional and arrange that there at the bottom so that the pattern that we made is continuous throughout the front of the entire card. And then again, I'll just trim off that piece that's hanging off the bottom there. So now you can see the dimensional design that we have just by using white and black punches. I think it's a really neat design, and you can do a lot of different things this way. So now I'm going to use the well-written framelits here, and I've got the Sympathy framelit, and I went ahead off camera and cut out 3 of that Sympathy die cut used from Smoky Slate cardstock. And then to give these die cuts some dimension and really make them stand out from the card, I like to cut multiples and then stack them together just using some glue. And this almost forms like a chipboard effect, and I love to do this with word die cuts. So that's what I'm doing here. And now that I've got all 3 of those die cuts glued and stacked together, I'm just going to apply some adhesive to the back of this die cut, and then I will put it on the front of my card. So once the sentiment is adhered to the front, that will finish off the card. So this is a simple design, but I think all the dimension really gives this card some interest. So I decided to try the same design, but switched out, instead of the black dog being the focus, I punched out a piece of our shimmer white cardstock and watercolored it using about 5 different colors of inks. And this made a rainbow dog instead of the black dog, which I also think is a great alternative to this card design. So I encourage you to look at the punches and the dies that you have, and you can easily create this card just using the supplies that you have. So thank you guys for joining me on this video, and if you have any questions, please head over to my blog at www.thestampcycle.com. Thanks guys, and catch you on the next video. Bye!